Hello, my name is Laura Richardson, and today I'm going to take you with me on a tour of Sherman's bookshop in Bar Harbor, Maine, best known for its rich history and creaky floors. Although they specialize in books, you can find quite an eclectic mix of goods here, including games, puzzles, art supplies, and more. I had the pleasure of interviewing some of the staff members who keep this beloved bookstore running. I even had the opportunity to talk to the store's owner, Jeff Curtis, who shared some of the store's rich history with us. This is my friend, Art Gowie, who is going to start us off by telling us about his role here at the bookstore.
I'm the store manager here, and just keep people moving in the right direction and making sure that I'm helping people fix problems that need to be fixed and getting books into people's hands. Yeah. We really enjoy talking about the books that we enjoy, and customers are very responsive to it. And oftentimes, the staff picks being right inside the door is just a good reminder to customers that there are things that they will like. It's a good talking point. It's a good, let's discuss the types of books that you like and discuss the types of books that we like, and see if we can find some common ground and get something into your hands that you're really going to enjoy.
I have been working here for 17 years, so my role is mainly to take the orders and ensure that the people get their books properly and in a timely manner. When I go out and put books away and stuff, I tell people that I'm playing with the books, and they're like, "You're working." I'm like, "No, this is playing to me."
Sherman's was started by Bill Sherman in 1886, which makes it not only the oldest bookstore in Maine, but one of the 10 oldest in the country. There was an article written not long ago about the 10 oldest bookstores in the country, and most of the other ones are university stores. I think like Harvard's bookstore might be one of them. So even in that top 10 list, an independent store like this really stands out. In 1886, bookstores sort of meant that you ran a printing press. It wasn't the big publishing industry that we have now. Bill Sherman had a printing press. He printed the Bar Harbor Times, the local newspaper. He printed everything from stationery envelopes for people to his own little books. No cellar, just built on mud, and they had rented it for 75 years when my parents bought it. My parents bought Sherman's in 1962, I think, maybe 61. My father was pursuing a career in Boston when he learned he was going to be paralyzed. He had MS of some sort when he was 28 years old. He said, "I'm going back to Bar Harbor and I'm going to buy the first business I can afford." And that was Sherman's, and that worked out really well. And then 2 years later, they had an arrangement to purchase the building that we're in right now, that the bookstore is in, from the ancestors of the druggist that had run the apothecary here for, I think, since 1908 or something. So they had a handshake deal to buy the building, and unfortunately, before it was put in writing, the woman that owned it died. And her daughter said, "I don't really want to sell, but I'll rent to you." And so we've been renting the building for 56 years. We actually now have a deal to buy it next week. He came home and I think that he'd had like $12 in sales that day, and he was just ecstatic. He was so happy with it. But he said, people came in all day asking for things I didn't have. All I had to do was get them. And sure enough, that's how it evolved to be more than just a bookstore, but people were asking for office supplies. All of a sudden, my father had an office supply department, and art supplies, all of a sudden an art supply department. Over the years, different requests like that, if people came in and said, "Do you have this?" and Dad would look around town and go, "Gee, you can't get that in town. We'll have that." And so different departments, it became this kind of eclectic mix, which has proven to be a very good formula, because when the bookstore industry was having a really hard time, other departments helped get us through. Now bookstores are really thriving, and so is Sherman's. We now have 9 Sherman's up and down the coast.
Sherman's is also known for its support of local authors, including Kristen, author of the New York Times best-selling Green Writer series. They often carry signed books that are available in store and to order online. Fans of the Green Rider series have been ordering signed books from Sherman's for years, and during the COVID-19 pandemic, Sherman's received their largest pre-order for the series yet with the release of Winterlight.
It is the biggest event we do here in Bar Harbor.
One of the things that I really noticed was we have our famously creaky floors in the middle store, and as the orders came in the back and we were stacking them in the back of the store, a zone of silence spread out from the stack the bigger it got because of the weight of the books holding the floor down into place. It was a lot of books.
There was definitely a lot more than there had been in previous signings because people couldn't obviously show up themselves. It was a bit intimidating. The sheer number of signings, books to be signed and to be shipped out, and definitely the sheer number of international orders. We have 9 locations, and that is something none of our locations have ever had to deal with before, was just the sheer number of, maybe 1 or 2 international orders a year out of all 9 stores. To have at least, probably I think there was like 20.
The fans are definitely fans. They really do know what they want, and they're doing everything they can to get it. It was great.
What do fans need to know before contacting the store to order signed books?
Honestly, the easiest way to do it is going to be right through our website, shermans.com, and you can indicate in the comments field there if you want something personalized, you want it signed, and you can also, it's also a great place to find all of the other stuff that we sell. We also sell lots of games and puzzles and gifts and things like that. We have a big Lego selection here. Phone number is 207-288-3161, and talk right to somebody who will make sure that the book's going to get